And now a letter to Santa. Dear Santa, all of us want something. None of us do anything for free. Why, even when it comes to charity.
I give, in case there's a heaven.
Or to take advantage of runaways.
Well,
The point is, Brendan and I have been super good this year. Why, we filled the ears of so many people with humor, insight, inspiration,
knowledge.
knowledge. So when you're checking your list,
Then checking it twice.
yeah, we thought if your elves had any toys,
Extra toys laying around, I don't know.
something that'll make the show even better in 2016.
How about an employee?
Ooh, an employee who can take care of the little stuff.
Someone with a positive attitude, though.
The words I can't should not be in her dictionary. Don't get us wrong. Keely and Evan, well, they're great.
Yeah, but they carry one heavy load.
Heavy load.
Heavy load.
Speaking of heavy loads, we need someone to pick up the slack.
Well,
Maybe your elves have someone laying around.
maybe someone that needs a little fixing.
Oh, yeah, we ain't afraid of damage, you understand?
Nah.
Something with daddy issues even.
Low self-esteem's a must.
Self-destructive, prone to sin even. Don't let her rust on that scrap heap. Just let us take her. We'll find a place for her.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we won't work her too hard just throwing a pair of impossible tits, some high heels, a blowout ass if you got those lying around.
Gotta cinch the waist.
Oh, gotta cinch the waist.
Send her our way, huh?
Yeah, and while you're at it, how's about you dig around for a chiseled horse dig stud who likes it rough? Because even though Evan is Jewish and doesn't believe in Jesus or you, he deserves a present too.
And let's not forget about Special K. We all know how much she likes a smooth-cheeked Asian.
Oh, Asian, yeah, but now Asia's a big continent.
Huge.
So let's make sure you don't send her one of them white Asians. Nah. She likes him to look a lot closer to Bruce Lee, if you catch our drift.
Smell like ramen noodles.
Hey, now take it easy there with the letter. So throw her a bunch of Asians, because she's got a big appetite, you know what I mean?
Filipinos, Japanese,
Or Filipinos.
Chinese.
Not Filipinos. Sure, Malaysians, Indonesians, Burmese, Mongolian. She don't give a fuck. Just throw them in some bubble wrap and send her down. She'll put them to good use. Might also like a Glock 19 and a carrier's permit.
Not to mention a couple pistol grip 20 gauge Mossberg shotguns with some double aught shells.
Oh, double aught. That's a good scattergun. Does all kinds of damage. Brendan, you might be pushing your luck on that one, though. You know what I mean, cowboy?
I don't think so. You'd be surprised.
I think you'd be surprised.
Hashtag mass shootings.
Santa, let's get serious for a second. We probably know you're voting for Donald Trump, or at least pulling for him. After all, you and your reindeer only give presents to Christian children. So whether we agree with that or not, we have a request. As you fly over all those non-Christian houses,
Maybe drop some bombs on the assholes we call ISIS.
when you see a house of an ambitious politician,
Have Rudolph and the boys do some shitting.
maybe some presents to children of different religions.
'Cause no one said that was forbidden.
Send a curvy tart for us.
And a big old stud for Evan.
Keely wants the same as long as he is Asian. La 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 la. Christmas is a time of giving, so if it's bad, at least you're living. Sinner, saint, none or ho, we don't care what you did. We all love you here at the Fighter and the Kid. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
That's right, you filthy animals.
You filthy animals!
Filthy animals!
Boy, the whole squad dressed up today. We got Evan and Kay in some elf hats. And
For the record-
we're in some Santa hats.
For the record, we know Evan's straight, but we just like to rib him a little bit around the holidays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's straight as a bowling ball.
Hey, come on, Brendan.
He's as straight as a U-turn.
I mean, he's completely straight, as long as the girl has a big old angry dick and a hairy chest. As long as she's over 6 feet tall and smells like Dracar Noir.
Yeah, he's good. They're like, God damn it.
You can always tell when somebody's straight when they don't really take offense. He's like, whatever.
It'd be one thing if
Evan got really mad. He stormed
he
off.
doesn't say anything. He just edits this whole thing out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you know he's gay.
Yeah, that's when you know he's gay. Like, hey, wait a minute.
That's how you know people are insecure about things. If you make fun of them a little bit about something, it's like, come on, fuck you, bro. It's like, whoa, hey, man. Who cares if he likes guys? Why are you so upset, bro? Oh man, you like the way the dick tastes, and you're scared.
Well, they did studies on politicians a lot of politicians who led the charge for anti-gay marriage. By the way, Bruce Jenner, who was a registered Republican and spoke against gay marriage, which is very interesting back in the day.
Really interesting.
Yes, he's had to answer for that.
Hide something, right?
A lot of people do. There are been a lot of politicians that spearheaded legislation to not only stop gay marriage, but a lot of other anti-gay legislation. Guess what they turned out to be? Fucking gay. Like that I can't remember the senator. God, I wish I could remember his name. But he got caught in a bathroom airport. There was an undercover sting because they knew guys were hooking up in the bathroom at the airport.
Is that really something you need to set up a whole sting
operation?
operation?
I don't think so.
Larry Craig.
Is that who it was? Larry Craig.
Larry Craig.
What can you read? What was Larry Craig's background? Give me that. Because
Idaho Senate.
Idaho Senate. And spearheaded a lot of, from what I understand, anti-gay legislation, or tried to push it through. Caught basically giving signals under the divider, because I guess guys would
like
do
hand
that,
signals?
sure, and put their dicks through a
What
hole.
are those?
Yeah, men's restroom where he was accused of soliciting a male undercover cop for sexual activity. Basically, he went his glory hold up the airport.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, that's a fun job if you're a cop.
Of course,
just go
it
in
is.
there and play the game.
Sir, I'm gonna have to cuff your dick. Sir, you put your dick through the hole. I'm gonna have to cuff it right now. We got a little Chinese handcuff on there.
Dude, how's that go
Don't
down?
pull out. It just gets tighter.
And hey, is that really smart to use the taxpayers' money on creating a sting operation for these guys who just want to suck dick in the airport? I don't care.
I agree with you.
I don't give a fuck. Give all the glory. Put a glory hole on Southwest flights. I don't care.
Well, what happens actually
Well,
is that the airport can get.
Go ahead and stick my dick in there, Southwest. Your seats suck, and the whole cattle call of sitting down. Go ahead and put some glory
I don't
holes in
think
there.
Vice does much about that unless people complain. And what happens is all of a sudden you see two guys sucking it and through a glory hole. By the way,
I would laugh.
That's guys.
I'd
guys
be like, World Star.
Yep.
Get that dick, son. Get that dick. Are you a senator? Shit.
Gotta cuff it. Gotta cuff it. Please don't pull back. It just gets tighter, sir. You will be stuck here. And you hear the cop saying to him, "It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing." And
the guy,
as he's arresting him, going,
crying.
he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't doing anything. This is outrageous. I'm a senator." He goes, "Oh God, it's embarrassing." The cop was saying I'm embarrassed. Yeah.
He's like, "No, that means hand me the Kleenex."
Let's face it.
Yeah, but then you went like this.
If there was a bathroom where I could get a girl,
Sorry, guys. Those senators.
I got so
filthy.
shocked that I just completely went. I just didn't even acknowledge it because you were going.
Can you imagine a senator doing that?
Well, that's how you get caught when you're jacking off, going and it's all over your head. Yeah.
I just want to know the code words. If someone knows them, can you tweet them to us?
Well, there are signals. If there was a
That
guy,
has to be a code word.
if there was a guy,
Dalmatian.
Did
he say Dalmatian?
If there was a bathroom where girls, like you just random girls, would stick their tits through two big holes, I promise you, even as a married man, I would reach up and give those things a good old angry squeeze.
I wouldn't. That does nothing for me.
Well, then you're obviously into dick because
So just two tits hanging out of a. What's that gonna do?
I don't know, you just feel them up a little bit.
Honk honk.
Yeah, go like this. Go honk honk.
That does nothing.
So I'm gonna tweak these nips.
Does nothing for anyone.
A lot of guys would do that. I bet you a lot of guys would suck them too. Even if she was like, "Look,
that's
four
the
other
problem. Guys are
four
gonna
other
bite
guys,
them.
Four other guys have sucked these. Guys would be like, fucking germs.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of weird people in the world.
You put an instant hand sanitizer on the titties and just suck away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boy, this really got weird, man.
I know. And I was.
Why did you take it this way? I just want to know the hand signals that they use are the code words.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Maybe it's not words. It's like a knocking thing.
It's apparently he got caught.
Seen one?
Apparently, he got caught with his hand underneath the divider doing some wave thing. And the cop was like, "All right, I don't know, but I'm sure he put his wiener through the hole or something."
No, there's no holes. There's no glory hole. I
Oh
don't think.
no, he was. The cop, his way of signaling the cop was when he was in the stall was to go super, super wide with his legs to the point where his legs were going into the other guy's stall. Like,
oh no, that's called sumo
blatantly.
shit. No, that's a sumo shit.
That's what he said.
No. That's called a sumo shit.
I'm taking the sumo shit.
You can't confuse a sumo shit with you want to get your dick
I
sucked.
do that so nothing sticks to the sides. I want a clean whistle.
The senator said, like, disputed. The cop said, like, the whole wide stance thing. He's just like, I'm a wide guy. That's how I do my thing.
I'm
with
wide
the senator.
guy.
I'm with the senator on this.
So wait, so that's how he got caught. But how do you prove that he was trying to get some business going? And what happened to him? Either way, it's embarrassing. And he was married with kids, and he spearheaded a lot of that sort of family first legislation stuff. Yeah, and a lot of guys don't know how to deal with there's all this guilt that comes with, feeling like you're attracted to another man. But don't persecute other people, man.
Well,
Roy Cohn did that. Roy Cohn was a very famous lawyer, and he died of AIDS. And
there's a ton of examples.
Very anti-gay.
But I think, a lot of time when people lash out, especially on social media, it's their own insecurities, whether they're jealous of something you're doing, whether their life isn't going good, so they lash out at something else or someone else doing better than them. Yeah. But if everything's all good, most people, whether it's social media or in life in general, like if we're driving down the street and you go, look at that fucking guy. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? Yes. Like, what's up with you? Not that guy.
But they've done a lot of those studies on, like, guys who kill gay men. Typically somebody in that group is gay. Somebody in that group doesn't know how to deal with these crazy feelings of attraction for, it's so overwhelming and they're so guilty about it and so angry about it.
I feel like I would be able to pick that guy out of a lineup.
Yeah, anybody who's...
My friends were like, let's beat that dude up and then let's just degrade him and suck his dick.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Let's pull his pants down and look at his dick.
Wait a second, Jerry. Yeah. We're not beating that guy up so you can suck his dick.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's a survey. Like, anytime you meet a girl, like in my past, who was like, I don't just sleep with anybody. First of all, I'm religious. Second of all, I have to know the person.
My horse sense goes ding, 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 ding.
I'm fucking her in my car. We're not even going to get to a room.
She says that early on. It's like, okay, that's a for sure sign.
I'm having sex with you in the front seat.
I never do this. Oh, really?
That's my favorite girl lie. My favorite girl lie is, I can't believe I'm doing this. I never do this. I don't do it either. You think I bang anybody in these leather seats in the back of my car? I would never do this to you. But you're special.
Grab a condom at the front there. Yeah, no. There should be 3 left. There's 2?
Not when I was younger. Grab one of those. I was like, roll the dice. Fuck it.
Well, it's like, in the South, there's a lot of racism, and they found out that the biggest thing in the South, they did a survey. Interracial porn. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. How weird is that?
Can't believe that black guy's
like, goddamn you darkies! And then they get online, they're all, let me see this big black guy fuck
Rogan
this white
used
chick.
to do the funniest bit about that.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. He would just do this redneck jerking off, going, I can't believe his dad's got to be trick photography, that son of a bitch. That damn black guy, I hate his guts. Jerking off with the microphone. One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I was telling Kay and Evan before we got started, when you're texting multiple people, and I was like kind of on the run coming to the studio, so I didn't realize I was texting Rogan, but I was texting a buddy who was making fun of me about something on my phone, and I said, it must be Grindr taking up all the info, but all I put was, that Grindr's crazy, just like fucking around being dumb, but I accidentally sent it to Rogan. We're in a conversation about cars.
Oh boy.
And I was like, that Grindr's crazy, and he just put, what?
Oh,
I put
God.
hashtag gay as shit.
Gay as shit.
Gay as fuck.
I'm going to tell you who it is off the air. I've never told you this. I took a picture of my very, very, very erect rod at a very good angle.
I think you've told me this.
From the bottom.
You've told me this.
And I sent it to a celebrity, a famous celebrity.
That you don't really talk to.
I don't know that well.
Type move.
Thinking I was sending it to my wife because I was going to send it. I was just sending something like,
you're welcome.
Yeah, no, or just something stupid, really innocuous, like, how's your day going? Like really innocent, but then this disgusting, like, well, I just look gross. Meanwhile, I went and I flipped. I went, oh my God, this is going to look, there's no way to explain it.
Your heart goes.
Dude, you know what I wrote back to him? I go, this is what I just got. Thank God you couldn't see my face. But I go, this is what a fan sent me. Good times.
Hashtag sucks to be famous, right, bro?
Right, bro?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Dude, how embarrassing is it?
I don't get embarrassed. When you say your heart falls, like my heart fell.
There needs to be an way on the phone that they need to fix it, where if you send something you don't want, it erases off their phone right away. And I know they do it with Snapchat, but there should be with text.
Mortifying.
I've had the same thing, especially when I was single, like a while ago. I was dating multiple girls, and I was talking shit about a girl, something she did in my house, which was disgusting and horrible.
I remember this.
Remember that? And I don't know somewhere the lines crossed and the wiring of my brain fucked up. I accidentally sent it to the girl. She was all, what? But I had the name in there, and she kind of suspected something. She was like, and it was something like, oh, last night, blah, 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 did this, blah, 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 disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, what? And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
And then I just put, ha, 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 just messing, I got you. You know, like, how do you... She's like, hey, she goes, what? And I go, I just want to see your reaction. She just put, you're an idiot. Don't ever talk to me again.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
I was all, oh, fuck. It's all good, baby. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do it.
I got you. Just want to see your reaction.
What should you do? I mean, when I sent it, I literally went like, I dropped the phone, went, oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude, I looked
and there's literally nothing you can do. It's like if you blast a tweet out these days,
so mortifying.
Even if you erase it, people get it.
It's true.
It's down.
It's true. Steve Harvey, I watched that thing now.
Oh, how great is it?
Dude, and you know what? He just made a mistake. Sometimes you got to be like, I made a mistake. But when they were taking that crown off Miss Colombia, I was like, this is so embarrassing.
She's going to be more famous for it.
I guess so. But damn, she was like,
Speaking of fucking up, I want to address this now. Hey, man, when I talked about Star Wars on the Bill Burr episode.
Holy shit.
I guess
you got attacked.
I guess I gave a spoiler. To me, listen, I'm not balls deep in Star Wars. I don't,
did you ruin the movie for
I don't
people?
dress up as Han Solo and jack off to Chewie during the theater. So I didn't know. So I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Did you give up some?
I guess I don't even know what I did. I guess did people not realize Harrison Ford was in the movie? I guess I said taking the mask off or something. Oh. I don't know what happened, but people were so upset.
Oh, shit.
So let me apologize to you guys for the Star Wars thing. I had no idea. It was an honest mistake. However, some of these emails I've received and some of this Facebook and social media comments that I've received, I'm going to do you a huge favor here. If you listen to a podcast and it ruined your Christmas because I gave away a Star Wars spoiler, you need to look in the mirror. This is a wake-up call. You need to look up in the mirror, wash off your Cheeto fingers, take off the Stormtrooper mask, and just say, you know what? It's time to grow the fuck up. Thank God for Big Brown. I sure as fuck didn't ruin your Christmas. You're still going to see the movie.
Don't be so dramatic.
If you're a real fan, you would have seen it already. So you're not that balls deep in Star Wars.
This is
true. If you're living by the code of the Force and I fucked your holiday or life up by giving a little sleeper, a little spoiler, it's time to wake up.
You know what, though?
Hey, everyone.
You are a terrible person.
You are a tool. Yes, you are. Tool you are. And if you get on social media to be like, hey, fuck you, Big Brown. I've been waiting all week for this shit. And I turn to your podcast and you spoiled Star Wars for me. You ruined my Christmas. And some guy put, you ruined my 2016. Jesus Christ, man. There's 365 days. I ruined it.
Oh, my God.
From Star Wars. You literally need to look in the mirror and just go, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I got on social media and I cussed at a guy who gives us free content every week. Oh, man, my tool factor just went crazy.
Got cussed at.
Imagine if we're in a group of people and you went, bro, I was listening to this podcast. This guy mentioned something about Star Wars. I've been waiting all year to see it. And he gave some shitty little hint that a guy takes his mask off. I got on his, bro, listen to this, Brian. I got on his social media.
I have it.
I got on his social media as I have fucking Yoda green hands on and a Yoda mask. I got on his social media, eating Twizzler, shitty body. I got on his social media, and I told him, you ruined my 2016. I told him that. I'd be like, you did what?
Yeah.
We can't be friends
anymore.
Get
Get alive.
Excuse me, sir, can you turn around? Because I'm going to tattoo your tool rating on the back of your neck. I'm going to tattoo it on the back of your neck. And that isn't a real lightsaber. Those are fake. Don't play with those.
Those
You're
are.
over
I've
30.
never been.
Don't play with
Although
those.
I will say that you're a son of a bitch because you revel, you enjoy deeply ruining the fights for me. I can't even check my phone.
Well, that's just disciplining you because your job step on the fights.
I
was
watch them that night
I was thinking about
on
this the other day.
MMAshare.com.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like, thank God we have current events, and thank God I'm current on shit, and you guys are here because you're really not up to date on shit. When I think about like anything like social like going on, like did you see Star Wars? Nah. Fights? Nah.
No fights.
What would we do?
Fights.
What would we do?
But you got to give me time. Like I had to go watch them in a hotel. Guy
that?
recorded it for me, and you literally give me a breakdown of everything. I can't even look at my fucking phone. You can't wait to ruin it for me.
But
and I'm
even,
like, don't
even sometimes
ruin
you
it
don't.
for me. You're like, gotta do it.
A lot of times you miss them.
Gotta do it.
So I gotta do it. I gotta do it. But I was thinking about it. Movies, music. What would we do if we didn't have the younger? Think if we had two 50-year-olds.
That's your job.
It'd just be like, I guess dropping knowledge for 2 hours.
That's your kid. That's your
just
job.
dropping knowledge and fucking.
I know. I didn't even know.
Talk about health.
I saw a poster for Kendrick Lamar, who I don't know. I don't even know. I know. I don't know.
My face is melting
Meanwhile,
off. Hey, Star Wars guys. I feel like you. You know what? Hey, I apologize for it. I get it.
What's a song
I
he
get
sings?
it. Because that's a spoiler for me.
What's he sing? Give me a song.
I mean, he's considered the greatest rapper out right now. He's
got an amazing album, right? I just saw all these awards it won. I was like, I should listen to that.
He doesn't have a new album.
Right.
Yeah, but he had like no features on it. It's like the first album to go
I've heard
multi-platinum. Yeah. You know what, Star Wars guys, I get it. My outrage for Callan on current subjects.
Yeah.
And how frustrated I got. I might get on social media and bully you. I get why they did it to me. Hey guys, I'm sorry.
Is your brother?
I'm sorry,
I feel like your brother's not on.
Oh my God,
Is he up on it?
Me.
Oh really?
Oh my brother.
Oh, that's good.
What?
Really?
Oh my God, man.
Yeah. I just heard a thing on brothers. It's interesting how therapists and social workers are
Speaking
always,
of brothers.
Yeah, speaking of brothers, to change the subject, but therapists, social workers, they always ask you about your relationship with your parents. But they were talking about how important sibling relationships are. And I read this thing called a sports gene where they took the fastest runners in the world, and almost all of them come from families where they were typically one of the youngest, if not the youngest, like the third in the group before. And I think it's because as a young kid, well, you have to be born with speed, but as a young kid, you have to keep up with your faster siblings. So your steps from a very early age are faster. And they've done a lot of
genetics.
Well, no, of course it's genetics.
Hey,
but even
did
within
the survey
genetics,
also say they're all black?
No, they're all black.
Yeah.
No, within genetics.
Yeah.
Within genetics, they say that all those guys come from.
They're all the youngest in the family.
Isn't that weird?
Every single.
Yeah, almost every
Olympian
single one
is the
comes from
youngest?
either the youngest or the third, and one of the youngest, like third out of four, fourth out of fifth, and they think it actually plays a factor in your foot speed. But there's all kinds of like issues with having. Well, you and your brother get along, man. Like
Super
a
close.
lot of brothers who are a lot of tough guys. A lot of guys who go on to do tough shit came from a lot of fighting with their brothers when they were younger.
Yeah.
But not you guys. You guys.
Well, we grew up fighting. My dad comes from one of 13 or 14, where the fuck it was.
Jesus.
But they're so all over the board that they're not that close.
Yeah.
They're like in groups. Like the oldest and the youngest are close, the middle, and they live all over. It's a weird dynamic.
Well,
man.
they've done
That's
these.
the problem with having that big.
You know what the biggest factor is, they say, in whether siblings get along or not?
Being a good person.
Is whether the parents favored one or the other, or whether that was a perception. So if you favored the other one in any way, bad idea as a parent, because it's going to create resentment among those two later on.
Weird.
Fucking weird, man. There are a lot of things to keep in mind in life.
Did this study also say kids love candy? The study, they pulled a bunch of black people. They're fast.
How about I'm going to get a protein shake with Brendan at Whole Foods, and
First of all, he's asking a million questions.
Yeah, and
It's he's that guy. You don't want to be behind Bryan. You're that guy. Is the milk organic? The lady's like, let me check. Is there sugar in the almond milk?
I'm so picky.
Oh my God.
I'm exhausting.
You're exhausting.
I'm exhausting.
You're that guy.
And I go, quinoa protein. I wonder if, hey, Brenner, should I get the whey protein or the quinoa protein? You go like this. You finally had it. You go, doesn't matter, does it? Does it for you? Are you a pro athlete? Are you an athlete at all? What?
No, I just said, do you have any event coming up?
You got an event coming up? There's the protein.
Are you trying to
quality
put
of the
muscle
protein.
on?
Yeah.
What's the?
Real hard to do at your age, so maybe don't worry about it. I was like,
Maybe just drink the goddamn
still
shake.
waiting for my body to change, and I figured maybe whey would make a difference in my body. That's how fucking nuts I am.
They could have a shake that said Deca D-ball, 50 grams of Deca in this, and you could drink that, and it would not matter, Bryan Callen.
It would not
So
matter.
the protein doesn't matter.
I know. And I can't do TRT because then I'll show up and you'll be like, Bryan, your skin's a little oilier and you look a little redder than normal. And why do you look so muscular and tight skinned? And then I'll be that guy.
Could. Well, it's tough.
I don't want to be that guy.
You're obsessed with size, though, like I've never seen before.
I know, but
even small guys aren't like that.
Yeah, but I can't do it. I can't do anything about it. Like I don't want to bodybuild, and I don't want to take TRT because then I'm going to be that guy. That would bother me.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man.
That's right, buddy.
Yeah.
Stay supple, stay loose, and neurotic.
Stay
supple, loose, and insecure, Bryan.
Stay hungry for them big dudes. How about last night? You know, I love live plays. I like shows.
Oh, you went to a play.
I went to a play
You went
called
to some theater.
If and Then.
Okay.
With the girl from Frozen.
Idina Menzel?
Yes.
She can sing her ass off.
What the high heavens?
She's a beast.
She is sent from heaven
Idina
to
Menzel.
give us the voice.
Yeah.
That girl is so talented.
Yeah.
The play was good, man. Now, here's the problem though. I was like, I want to see a dope play, you know, Christmas, good time to go.
A musical, right?
Musical, yeah. So I go online to buy tickets. It says best available, but it doesn't show you the auditorium.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you the theater. It says best available. Not cheap at all. Not cheap.
No.
Hey,
Live theater is
hey.
$100 a ticket at least sometimes.
Oh, I wish they were $100 a ticket.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh,
$100 ticket would be a great deal.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to a live show?
$100
ticket ain't
last time
happening
I
these
was in
days.
New York.
Ain't happening these days.
I know. Oh, I know.
Very expensive.
It's theater for the elite.
So looking at the tickets and said best available, I was like, all right, I'll take. And I saw the price. Like, shit, these must be right up front. I'm gonna be fucking, get an autograph on this fucking Frozen doll I got. Right?
Damn right.
Love me some Frozen. We get there, like, right when you walk in, she's like, oh, your seats are right here. X, you're in the row right here. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I literally do that. I was so surprised. I go, what the fuck? And the lady starts laughing. I go, are you kidding me? I said, look at the price of this. She goes, I know. I'm like, what? I said, I might as well be across the street.
Yeah.
I can't even see my girl.
Yep.
I can't even see her from here.
Yep.
It could be anyone. Fuck.
Correct.
I mean, I stayed through the whole thing.
How was
it?
it?
Her voice I could listen to all night.
Yeah.
All night.
Yeah.
I love live theater, live play.
There's so much work that goes into something like that.
I like the sets. I like seeing the creativity of the sets. I like the live symphony below. It's magical.
It's amazing to me. You were a UFC fighter. There are very few fighters who would talk that way.
Is that weird?
I love the symphony. It's magical. And I love looking at the sets. That is, and I'm sorry, that is what a gay New York man who sees a lot of, I mean, I don't do that. And I'm an actor and I've done musicals. I've done them. And I don't look at that. And you're looking at it like a trained eye.
Oh, I look at the set, the orchestra, the fucking the outfits, everything, man. I think it's amazing.
It's really where your talent lies. What's fascinating to me because it's not. I don't notice that, and of course I should. But your attention to detail, to proportion, to color, to ratio. All the things you need, actually, frankly, to be somebody who can set design, somebody who can direct, somebody who produces, somebody who is responsible for costumes and makeup. It's actually a talent of yours. It's weird, actually, I would even argue that it's something you could probably right now do as a living. Yeah, you are. But I think
I missed a lot of the show because I sit and I think about how the actors, or what do you call it? Are they actors?
Yeah, actors.
Actors, how they got up there. Like, how did they get there? Like, I don't understand it, right? So I'll go through the entire play copy that they give you. And I look at the picture and look at their credits and see what they've done. And I stare at them. I'm like, God, how'd they get here?
Yeah.
It's a mystery to me. And then I think, how much is the Frozen girl, India, getting paid? Like, is she set? because from Frozen they kind of screwed them, right?
Yeah.
If you guys know the way entertainment contracts work, they don't know if it's gonna be a hit or not. And if it is, they already have you set for Frozen 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So if it's the mega hit that it is, your contract's already set. So you can't renegotiate. Go, oh, it's the biggest.
They will
movie ever.
renegotiate though, because what you do is you go, I'm just tired.
And she, dude, when she sings, I get chills.
Yeah.
I literally get chills.
Yes.
I'm memorized.
Well, the way she got there, I know a little something about this because I spent a lot of time in New York and in the theater scene, and certainly trying to break in, which I didn't. I did plays in New York though, and when you look at someone like Idina Menzel or any of the people on that stage, the amount of work that went into getting a voice like that, the training in dance, in voice that they've been doing from a young age, it's formalized training. It's not like you just show up and sing.
No way.
That's formal training. And what happens is they all start mostly in New York. I might be wrong in some cases, but mostly in New York.
Because of Broadway?
They all went to theater schools, like the one I went to, or they went to Juilliard or something great, the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, whatever it is. And then they get an agent and they start auditioning for casting directors like Bernie Telsey.
For live plays.
For live
and
stuff.
There's cuts.
And you walk into a room typically, and believe it or not,
audition?
it's Bernie Telsey, the writer, and the director. And it's 3 people. And they have all like I'm using Bernie Telsey as an example. He's a famous casting director I've auditioned for many times. And if you're at all in any way a musical theater person, you know who Bernie Telsey is as an actor. You just
It's like Martin Stewart.
Great guy, very good to actors and stuff. Yeah. And but what's fascinating about theater is typically, and it's changing a little bit, but typically the decision makers are the one who wrote the play and the director.
Makes sense.
Yes.
It should be.
But not so in film,
Because they have
of
the
course.
eye. Yeah. In film, it's different.
You're dealing with investors.
Film's a big, big difference.
Nowadays, they want to get names in, so they'll try to use a name. Like they want to get a lot of tourists in and stuff like that.
Bruce Willis on there right now doing Misery.
Because he'll bring in tourists. He brings in Japanese
people.
people.
You see Bruce Willis like, from Die Hard.
And you can charge $400 a ticket on Broadway in some cases for orchestra streets.
Dude, I saw Liev Schreiber. Liev Schreiber and who's the... God, she's ridiculous. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. She's the bombshell. She's in Avengers. She's in yes,
Scarlett Johansson.
Liev Schreiber and Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. What was that play? I can't remember.
Bird on a Perch or something like that.
Bird on
something like that.
A View from the Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an Arthur Miller play.
What?
Yeah, amazing play. I've done that play. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what they have to do in Broadway now. But now they go out to stars. It used to be, and it still is to an extent, they would just go to the best actor. And I always say, if you think Liev Schreiber, and God bless, they're all really great actors, but you can go to a play in New York and watch guys you've never seen or heard of before, and they will knock your fuck. It's like your experience with those improv guys.
Yeah,
it'll knock your socks off. Where you go, how are you that talented?
It's crazy.
How the fuck are you that talented? Because you know what they do? Some people, all they do is theater. They make $40,000 a year.
Thing, yeah.
They ride their bike from their
I was talking
apartment.
to Skylar Aston, who he's done a bunch of that stuff, and he was saying there's major stars and they're not making much money at all.
No,
like, the struggle is real, man.
Oh,
you got to love the craft.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But then there's some guys who break through, like obviously Menzel did, and then what's homeboy's name? He's Olaf in Summer.
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad. I mean, he's huge now.
Yeah, now
he's huge.
Yeah.
But he started on Book of Mormons. That's how he got his big start.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You know what,
man? Huge in Book of
Mormon. I remember so well. I had to take a lot of dance and a lot of voice in theater school through the New York program. And I realized 2 things. One, I started too late because everybody that was really good had started really young. They were doing this stuff.
How young?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Dang.
And not only that would have been all right maybe because if I had worked my ass off, I think I could have gotten to the point where I had a voice and I could certainly dance. But it didn't matter because I just wasn't good enough. Like that.
You weren't great.
Yeah, man.
You've been just a guy.
And I knew I was funny. But to be great is just a different... First of all, you have to love it. And they're athletes. It sounds crazy, but when you have to sing and dance for 2 hours on stage and you're holding down it's physically very demanding. Like it requires a lot of physical control.
Talent.
Yeah.
Body control.
Yes.
I'd love just to sit and talk to Menzel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was interesting, but the tickets, man. I was like, you gotta fucking be. I was embarrassed. I was like, oh fuck.
I can't believe you. We need to do this. I mean, because
we're doing an East Coast tour.
We
so we
need
can do it
to
then.
go to New York and
we're
see some great plays.
We'll
it's
have,
so
we'll
important.
And one of the fan questions, it's not one of the major ones today, but was asking, are we doing the tour in 2016? Yes, East Coast tour will be in 2016.
We're doing a South tour. So,
Midwest,
we'll be in Florida,
South, East.
Yeah,
it's all 2016.
Boston will be in New York. We'll be in
Baltimore,
Philly. I don't think Baltimore will be in Philly.
Washington
D.C.
Yep.
My old stomping ground where I went to college will be at the 930 Club, which is a famous club in D.C. I can't believe we're going there.
Yeah, we don't have to release it now.
It's gonna be
when
big.
It's ready. But yeah, it's interesting, man. It was so dope.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Everything
like it.
that goes into
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Me too, by far.
Yeah,
by far.
I have
for sure. Don't say best available and charge me hundreds of dollars, and then I'm in the nosebleeds in the back.
Shit'll kill you.
It was so embarrassing. I was like, oh fuck, man. Yeah.
There are websites to go to that I know where you can get, but Hamilton in New York, Hamilton's the hottest ticket. I couldn't get a ticket for under $700 because it's so in demand. And I
should ask my agent.
Can't do it.
I didn't think about it.
I did.
I just wanted to do it. I went online and did it, and then after I was like, fuck, I should talk to my agent.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound Hollywood, but sometimes they have connections.
I tried through CAA. It's hard.
For Hamilton?
They just
Hollywood's
they'll get you tickets, but you're gonna pay full price.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Put me in the front.
Yeah.
Or at least where I can fucking see Menzel.
Yeah.
And see what her face looks like. It might as well have been stick figures.
I know.
So I had to get on up. I might have snuck up and got on close so I could see the set.
There's something about seeing all that effort kind of come together. Anytime you see human beings at their best, when you see an amazing performance and you see an amazing musical, and you think about the work that went into writing it.
The work is what I was thinking about.
That went into writing the music. Because when you do a musical, you write the book, right? You write the story.
Yeah,
it's called the
man.
book, and then you have a musician or musicians who come along and write the music around it.
It must take so long.
It takes so long.
There's so many songs. And I was thinking about...
And they have to be thematic.
Just us doing the Fire and Kid 3D, how much goes into it.
Yeah.
Which, it's a small scale. And I mean, not even close. Then I was thinking about what they do.
Yeah.
It must take for fucking ever. Because you just look at the set, the layout, the design, the songs. Then you got wardrobe. You got the actors. Then they travel.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And do you know how many? Oh, and by the way, there's a very limited real estate to rent, stage-wise in New York City. So a lot of these stages already have their roster. So your play has to be so good. Your musical has to be so good. These days. Oh my God, my buddy is trying to get a musical on about Patsy Cline, and it's just the amount of shit he deals with. Oh, and there are the shot callers. There are a small group.
That's with anything.
Yeah, and they know what they're talking about, though. They are fucking amazing.
It was dope.
Fascinating.
A little disappointing, though. You got all your Christmas shopping done, buddy?
Yeah.
Now, would you say, just on average, would you say you're the worst Christmas shopper of all time?
Well, hashtag bad dad. Here's the thing. Hashtag terrible about Christmas. Hashtag had a bad Christmas growing up. So hashtag dysfunctional guy over here. Hashtag have trouble with intimacy. Hashtag yeah.
Do you get your kids books? Oh my God, Dad!
I give him a hug and then a kick in the ass.
Catcher in the Rye. How could you?
I give them an orange and a sock, and I go, a lot of kids just get lint. Enjoy this.
A lot of kids get hit with this. Instead, I'm just gonna give it to you. Can hit your sister.
Yeah.
My dad hit me with it. Like full metal jacket.
I used to get hit with this, and it doesn't cause any bruising, and nobody can prove I got the shit kicked
Here's
out
a bar
of
of soap and a sock. Do what you want with your sister. You can even tie her down. Here's a copy of Full Metal Jacket. It'll give you some ideas. Hashtag shittiest dad ever.
Shittiest dad ever. Yeah, I have a story.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, I got problems, man. I have weird... I had to take this hat off now. It's all hot. Put it on. Suddenly it became really hot on my head.
Really? Your head's starting to itch?
No, you're asking me all kinds of emotional questions.
Yo, what's your deal, man?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I just it's mixed up with guilt and mixed up with weird shit with Christmas, and I feel like it's a stop to everything. I can't relax. It's an interruption to my life. Terrible way to live.
You know what? I was talking about this with Joe last night. I don't know what it is. Christmas used to be my favorite holiday. When I was a kid, I was the kid that believed in Santa. I was balls deep at pointing out stars, thinking of Santa. I was like so excited. I couldn't sleep at night. I'd shake my brother and wake him up and run around the house. I was like fucking Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. I was that kid.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm the Scrooge now. I'm the fucking Scrooge.
Yeah. Wait till you have kids, though. It is fun.
I'm hoping. I'm the Scrooge now. Like, you know, I got to go to Joe's parents' house tomorrow. You know what I don't like doing? Small talk.
Yeah.
To fill time. Listen, man, I know I sound terrible.
Well,
and any gift, like I got an early gift. I bought myself this watch. Bought myself the watch. I wanted, you know, it's a gift. No one could have bought it, so I bought myself. I wanted this other band, and I mentioned it to someone. I'm gonna call them out. Mention someone, and in the mail, I get this band, and this is why gifts are silly to me. I get the band. I mean, it was. I know I sound like a diva. It was made out of plastic. I mean, I was like, what the fuck?
The band for the watch.
It comes with it's a Breitling. Came with a really nice band. I want this. I'm killing myself.
Do it.
I want this crocodile band. Is an alligator crocodile Breitling band. They went, oh, that's what he wants. I didn't say it for anyone to get it to me. I was just saying things I need to get done. Someone heard it, ordered a fake one.
No, that's a big problem. You can't order a fake one. The whole point.
You can't honey
it's a
dick
Breitling
me.
watch.
Yes. You can't put some shitty, you know, rims on a Ferrari.
Was it like vinyl, like pleather?
Pleather would have been a plus. It straight
Come
up
on, man.
was plastic, and I'm
No.
like, what do you want? I took a picture of that and I went, are you fucking with me right now? And they went, nah, man, he said you want an alligator, man. I went,
Hey, I want the fucking reptile to die, okay? the reptile needs to die.
I know I'm going to take some heat on this. It's just...
Fuck that.
Like for
what do you mean
Christmas,
heat? You're being... I'm with you on this.
You get shitty gifts,
Don't
man.
give me no plastic. I want this fucking thing dead. I want a picture of it hanging upside down, and you stripped it. Now put it on my wrist. If I'm going to wear it, it better have been
It's
alive.
just tough, man.
I want a sentient being's skin on my goddamn wrist.
Oh, man. I don't know. I've turned into the Scrooge. I don't know where along the way I turned into the Scrooge. I just don't give a fuck.
Well-
and everyone expects him to be like Will Ferrell from The Elf, like jumping around and Glee and all this shit. I'd rather work, man. I'd rather do a live Finding the Kid on Christmas night, Christmas Eve, and New Year's.
But that's a trap, too, and I'm trying to fight it, and I'm going to have a good time this Christmas.
By trap, do you mean being awesome?
My wife's family is they're so awesome at Christmas. I'm sorry, but they're very, you know what they are? They're psychologically sound, and I'm not, and I realize that. Like when you can really enjoy watching your kids have a great time, which of course I can, but you know, for them it's all about making the kids have a great time, and they love watching the kids be full of joy. And like the other day, my wife goes to my daughter, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being worst, how much fun are you having right now at this beach house? And my daughter went 10.
Well, wow.
Yeah, nice. And when you see that, you go, that's what it's about. It's not about me. And by the way, I went to my sister's birthday party, had a blast. So it depends. I'm trying to change my attitude. You're a bad example. You're a bad influence on me.
No, you're the worst example of all time.
I know, dude. I'm trying to fight it.
I'm like, shit, I need to stop hanging out with Callan, man. I'm turning into a terrible person.
No. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. We have to. It's a season of giving.
No,
we wrote a beautiful poem.
Season of giving. Hey, you know what I think the problem is?
What?
And this can, a lot of people aren't going to relate to this. We have so much stimulus in our life all the time in our lives, nonstop. Is what's next? Like I'm always like this,
trying to build something.
Boom, boom, trying to build something. If it doesn't have to deal with that, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
If it's not,
I think what you're saying. I think what you're saying to be.
So it's tough for me to. I'm hoping when the kid comes, when the little dude, little big brown comes, brown comes. I'm hoping I get this Christmas spirit back, because right now I don't give a fuck. Well, I bought Joe a present, bought my brother a present. That's it. Yeah. Usually I buy everyone a gift.
Oh, I have gifts for you guys. Damn it. But here's the thing.
He forgot them.
They're in my car.
You'll get them next week.
They're in my car. Is
there anything worse?
They're in my car.
When you get old Christmas gifts?
No, I just hope. Can you leave?
It's wrapped in Christmas and it's over?
No. The problem.
I got turkey dinner for you guys. It's from Thanksgiving.
Can you leave puppies in the car? I hope I didn't leave them in there too long. You guys are going to like
them. Okay, your mama's tamales and hot sauce was delicious.
Ooh. By the way, I can't believe I just went, ooh, but I got excited. Very good tamales. Sorry, man. I got excited.
Hey, didn't you give me the bag for the both of us? Or did you bring 2 bags?
I brought.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I took everyone's because there's a bunch in there. I thought you were lying right now. I thought I was catching a lie.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Ooh, they were good. I'm like, well, I got all of them. So I was like, God, I was hoping to catch you in a lie.
No, they're delicious.
They were nice, man.
Yeah, really. With cheese, pork.
I'm just hoping I can I don't know, man.
Well,
all I like to do is work.
I think because for you and what happens in life is, number one, there's nothing more fun than building something which requires a lot of attention. And also, if you are really having fun in your life, if you've made those decisions and you're having a great time,
which we
are, we don't need
I
vacation.
don't need a vacation. My
vacation
vacation
tends
is
to be an
working.
interruption in that. Yeah.
There's no vacation. My life is so good that I don't need a vacation.
Yeah.
That's how good things are.
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes it's about other people and not you. And
you would think.
That's the way it is. So it's
I know,
important.
man.
And
I like to hope
I'm going to have an amazing Christmas.
Speaking of people who should get fucking coal in their stocking this Christmas spirit, hey, my coal gift for the day is to iTunes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We want to apologize. I think they're cutting off.
Apologize to who?
I mean, to our fans, right?
To the fans.
Yeah.
iTunes is fucking up, so some people's podcasts are stopping early, right, Ev? What's the deal?
It's happening to my wife all the time.
we're working on it. We're working on.
You're working on it. Can you tell the fans, so I stop taking heat, can you tell the fans what iTunes told you when you complained to them?
It actually wasn't iTunes. That wasn't iTunes that told me that. It was the representative from the company that hosts our podcasts.
Okay, what'd they say?
They told me, it was just driving me insane, that they do not have the bandwidth to fix said problem until after the holidays. Because basically everybody fucking leaves for vacations, and I'm sitting here with my dick in my hand desperately trying to get people to help me fix this problem because
Crazy.
I'm not a goddamn fucking mathematician. I can't science my way out of this.
That's a big issue for us, man. Damn it. I'm going to have to start telling people where I'm going to be.
It's all good. If you want to stream it and not have problems, you can just use SoundCloud until we fix this iTunes bullshit.
Or just come here and we have room in the studio for you guys.
For all, yes.
But we're working on it.
For all.
Seriously, that's not just some bullshit answer.
Some people,
I'm seriously really, really working on it.
Some people aren't having that issue, though, right?
No.
I
would assume most
only
people
certain people do. Let's make sure we send them a bag of dicks. Unless they're gay, then send them a bag of...
Don't say.
Send them a bag of Chipotle, and hopefully they get E.
I
coli.
thought you were going to say a bag of.
No, E. coli. Send them some Chipotle. And they're like, oh, cool, Chipotle. Wrong.
Yeah.
E. coli, bitch.
E. coli. Chipotle has been sitting in the sun.
Chipotle's getting worse. They're shutting more down. They shut the one down over here. You know
Well,
that?
the bummer is that they're trying to be local, and when you're local and not, it's harder to have those strict standards. So when you source from local farms, and organic and stuff like that, it's just harder to have.
Hey man,
control.
Making excuses for him right now.
It's tough.
No one gives a fuck.
I know.
You know what they care about? E. coli.
But now you know why a lot of big chains source from large suppliers, because they can control. Yeah, they can control like where that.
Now it's getting worse.
That food comes from.
Now it's getting worse. Their stock is going.
Sucks. They'll get over it. They'll figure it out.
I love it too. That's gonna be a tough one to come back from.
I love.
You know what? I'll go to Chipotle right now. I'll take my risk with E. coli.
So will I.
Just a little diarrhea. Don't be a baby.
Don't be a fucking baby.
Don't be a baby. Your eyes are gonna cry blood.
Don't be a fucking baby.
Your dick's gonna fall off.
Don't be a fucking baby.
All right, man. Let's go to some current events with Evan the Body the Bear.
Evan the Body the Bear.
Bryan, before we get into it, can I ask you something?
Yeah, buddy.
Christmas is it'll take a toll on your bank account.
Well, it will.
And
but also if you want to start a business, if you want to like create wealth for yourself and be your own boss, whatever it might be, sometimes you just need money to pay off something.
it's true, man. And in today's economy, you know who's king? It's Cash. His name's Cash.
Yeah, cash.
Cash is king.
Oh, cash. Cash is very important.
So instead of trying to go to a bank and honey dick your way to giving them to get you a loan, it's just tough. So instead, and you're gonna get high interest rates.
There's a new way
it's
to
a
do
beast.
banking. There's a new way to do this.
There's a new way, and it's much easier.
You
Go
need
to
up to $35,000.
boom. Go to prosper.com. That's prosper.com.
Yeah. Basically, they match you with somebody who's willing to lend money to you. So somebody who's willing to take a chance on you. It's done very, very well. It's an excellent company with an excellent reputation. It's basically changing the way people bank. And believe me, the large banks are taking notice.
They really are. And you can use Prosper to borrow up to $35,000 in little as 5 days.
Yep, 5 days.
And really, use the money for whatever you want. Pay off that high credit card bill, fix up your house, plan a vacation. Maybe you put a bunch of Christmas presents on your credit card and need to get that paid off. Well, guess what? Prosper.com is the better way to go for a low interest rate. To check your low rate instantly without affecting your good old credit, go to prosper.com/fighter for up to $35,000 in your account in little as 5 days. Go to prosper, prosper.com/fighter.
Yeah. Anyway, current events with Evan the Beard.
All right, we got a pretty good amount of solid current events today, so we should have a lot to talk
All
about.
right.
Yeah.
Christmas came early, you fucks.
All right. So first one we're going to do
Hey,
is
hey, man. Hey, take
got
it
it?
easy. You take it easy, all right?
I'm the Grinch.
It's all right. You take it. You
I'll tell you what made me happy, though. Christmas blend from Starbucks.
Ooh.
All right, carry on, Evan.
all right. So first one we got for today is ONE FC, which is basically one of the bigger MMA organizations in Asia, primarily China. They had a 21-year-old fighter die during weight cutting for one of their most recent events. 20-year-old kid died from a heart attack sustained due to weight cutting complications. So they've completely revamped their weigh-in system. So to basically eliminate dehydration from the entire weight cutting process. So I'll go over some of the details so we can kind of get a grip on how this is going to go down. So the first rule is that all athletes must submit their current walking weight and their daily training weight regularly. So the athletes will input and track their daily weight online via a dedicated web portal so they can access all their information anytime they need to. And then the second rule, athletes will be assigned to their weight class based on collated data and random weight checks. Athletes are not allowed to drop a weight class when less than 8 weeks out from an event. And then during fight week, weights are checked daily. They'll have to pass a ton of tests throughout the entire week. Looks like they're pretty much daily tests. And if an athlete falls outside the weight or fails the test, they're DQ'd from the event.
I don't like this.
It's not. I think it's a step in the right direction. I just don't get. You still have to have weight classes to solidify your organization.
So they'll take all this data and they'll ID what your ideal weight class is. So if you walk around at 191, they'll probably put you at, I'm assuming they have a 185 weight class and it's the same stuff that we do. I would assume. So they would put you at 185. They probably have like a range of weight which would assign you to, one side or the other.
I think takes away from...
They dictate what weight class you're going to fight in based off your walk around weight?
Yes.
I'm not mad at that. That's pretty safe.
I am only because first of all, there are people who cut weight better than other people.
Doesn't mean it's safe though, Bryan.
I know, but it just takes responsibility away from the fighter and the person. It's just everything's being so overregulated. I don't know.
See, this is the issue with sports. So it's the same thing with saying, even though you got knocked out, you'll be fine. Get back in there and fight in 4 months. You can't. Now we have the scientific data, and there's people dying, and we see guys who they're killing themselves to make these weights, and the effect on the body is insane, man. It's insane. So now that we know these things that previously we didn't before, because the advance in technology is hard to tell. So I'm with it, man. I think it's a good step in the right direction. I don't know if it's the answer, but you have a guy like, let's say, Rumble Johnson, not anymore, but he used to walk around 240, would cut 205.
Yeah, 230, and he'd go down to
good, man.
He'd actually go down to 170, dude.
There's a lot of guys who are killing themselves to make these weights. So I think it's a good idea to say, what's your walk around weight? Well, this is what you're going to fight at. And that's the end of the story. I like it, man. Cutting weight is very dangerous, man. Especially the significant weight cuts over time. It gets harder and harder.
Yeah, another interesting part about ONE that I didn't realize is that their VP is Rich Franklin, and they have another VP,
Hume.
I had no idea Matt Hume was involved.
So they have ex-fighters involved in this
Rich
process.
Franklin's the president.
Okay.
And Hume.
I'm not going to argue with those guys.
Well,
Yeah,
Rich Franklin
Hume knows his shit.
Yeah, Hume knows his shit. They're geniuses.
Hume's
Rich
a
Franklin's
genius.
an expert in MMA.
Yeah.
He goes, listen, man, you're talking guy who cut up. Rich Franklin's a big dude fighting at 185.
Is he a big guy?
Yeah.
Huge.
And he was talking guy who cut weight all the time. The toll it took on my body. I wish someone would have gave me this advice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction. I dig it. What else you got,
All right.
Ev?
Next one. So Emmanuel Yarro, UFC original, fought in UFC 1, I believe.
That's the big fat guy, right?
Excuse me. He fought in UFC 3. Yeah, he's the biggest athlete in combat sports ever.
Was he the 660 pound?
6'8", 6'8", and over 600 pounds.
And he got kicked in the face, right?
No, that
He got
was
slapped.
That
He got
was
slapped.
Taylor Tooley, who got head kicked by
That's right.
Gerard Gordell.
This guy
Yeah.
got slapped.
This was
open
Keith
hand,
Hackney.
right?
Yeah,
Open hand slap.
By
Yeah,
the
Keith
white
Hackney.
dude
Yep.
in the
Keith
gi
Hackney.
pants.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, what did
Yeah,
he die
he
from?
died.
He died.
What did he die from though?
I think it was heart
Being
failure.
huge. Yeah, being huge.
Yeah, you don't live that long when
No,
you're
well,
60.
no, it's. I mean, there's no.
No.
You don't even need to go get the forensic team on this.
No, that's-
What did he die from? Oh, he's 6'8", 700 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
The heart goes, huh? I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, 6'8", 700 pounds. You're not long for the world. That's tough.
That's tough, man.
You know, he won a fight the only fight he ever won was by submission. Want to know what submission he hit?
Titty smothered?
Yes.
Yep.
That might have been a joke, but you nailed it.
Yeah, of course I did.
Titty's mother.
I've had that happen.
Titty
to me.
smother.
Have you?
I've had a guy do that.
You
to
had
me.
a guy do that to you?
Almost broke my nose.
Really?
Yeah, if the big enough, strong enough guy that can do it.
Did you tap?
Ron, yeah, I did.
my God.
Ron Waterman, Mr. H2O, did it to me. And
So
he was 300 pounds.
How
at the
did he
time.
do it? Like, did he?
He's in mount. Yeah, I think he was in mount or
Grabbed your head?
Guard. Yeah, he grabbed your heart and just your head and just fucking.
So not to be. You could do that to me if you were in mount.
I could do it to you sitting here. Yeah, I don't need to be in mount.
So how the fuck do I? Don't be insulting, but how the fuck do I? How do you defend against that? Because I don't want to get tapped that way. It'd be very humiliating to me. I have to kill you.
We
after
don't
that.
roll, so
I don't
think you
care. I
have to
might be
worry
in a
about
fight and
it.
the guy fucking wants to submit me and go.
You should
Here,
be fine with the guy.
cry into
anyway.
my chest, bitch.
You just don't let him control your head. Don't let anyone control your head. 'Cause
Okay.
The reason I tapped was from suffocation. My nose is about to break. It was squished against his titties.
God.
If the guy's strong enough, man,
Damn.
that guy's huge. That must
Big
have
boy.
hurt.
Yeah.
What else you got, Ev?
R.I.P. Manny Yarbrough. All right, next
Rest in
one.
peace, my friend.
Kim Kardashian's new line of emojis crashed Apple's App Store and made over $1 million per minute at its peak.
What is going on, man? This girl she's a money machine.
Killing the game.
Keely's been
Every
sending
girl
me these
I know,
bullshit emojis. It's
every girl I
ridiculous.
know has them.
Explain to me as a girl why
What
is the appeal?
What's the fascination with Kim Kardashian in general?
Yeah.
Well, I like the Kardashians because of their style. I know that they're famous really for fucking black guys, but
Correct.
But
Nothing wrong
I
with
just like their style and the way that they do their makeup. I'm very into fashion and things like that. So that their style is something that I,
Right.
shop
But
for.
they weren't always the fashion.
No, I mean
pioneers.
Kanye has a huge influence on that whole
Kanye
family.
dresses Kim. Do you know that?
And
Really?
Kim and Kylie are like my two favorite, and Courtney are like my three favorite fashion people, and I'm pretty sure he dresses probably.
Have you
all of
gone to
them.
the Dash store in Hollywood?
No.
So they become these fashion standards. These
Yes.
fashion
The
icons.
one's a legit model. Is it
Kendall.
Kendall's
Yeah.
like
gorgeous.
she's
Like,
she's
very
she's
more
all natural.
natural.
She's
Yeah.
never had any work. She's tall. She's
Right.
thin. She's like
And she busts
Victoria.
her
She's a
ass,
Victoria
yeah.
Angel. She works.
Wow.
Yeah, she's legit. The
Yeah.
rest of them are very artificial.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
It's weird, right?
and you can't underestimate how important for women typically things like makeup and fashion and I think it's just you're just wired differently and it's taken very seriously. And I, as somebody who's not into fashion, have come to appreciate fashion because I wouldn't want to live in a world that didn't have fashion. It is an artistic expression.
Yeah, I
it is an
love it.
artistic
Yeah, I love
outlet.
it.
Yeah.
It's weird though, right? Has there ever been anything?
God,
what
real
about when
money.
you were growing up? Was there any women that were leading the way like this?
Not really. I mean, it was a different time. In fact, I'll tell you the difference. When it was Cheryl Tiegs and Christy Brinkley and they were more static girls that had a bone structure that cut light well, and so they were kind of hot in a bathing suit.
Christy Brinkley is.
We didn't so much think about what they were wearing. They were just super hot, and they were put up on posters for us to go, I want that girl. But it wasn't as though they were leading. They weren't making. Somebody else was making money on the clothes they were wearing. Now women are
but
making
I
money
also
on their
think
own
it was to them they have God's gift with genetics and that's
Yeah.
who they are. We can't be like them. With the Kardashians,
There's a lot of lookalikes now.
Yeah. No, but the difference is like supermodels like Kate Moss, supermodels like Kate Moss and girls like that. They initially were just models, and they made a lot of money as models, and they would build out by the hour or whatever it was, and they'd get contracts with L'Oreal or whatever. But now you're seeing a difference. Now you're seeing women who go, why don't I just become my own L'Oreal? Why don't I just become my own fashion company? Why don't I just become my own I'll manufacture the stuff. I don't have to rely on somebody else. And that is a fundamental difference.
It's interesting to me.
Do you think they'll always be famous? I was thinking about that the other day. Like, when do you think that ship will sail?
As long as they have a product that people want. And I don't know if their product is aligned with their youth and beauty.
It is. The reason why they're going to be around so long, you got to remember, Kay, is because there's generations of Kardashians now. So you'll notice even the youngest, the babies, are on the show. So how did it start? When the Kardashians originally started, Kendall and who's the other one? Kylie. Kendall and Kylie were young.
Yeah.
They were like 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Well, now they're the stars of the show.
Yeah.
Well, they start focus on them more, and then as the other ones get older, they're going to be the moms. They're going to be the Kris Jenners.
It's like royalty. It's like being born to.
They're like the royalty of America, which is insane to say.
Well, it's insane to say.
More power to them.
Yeah.
Also, you got to realize Kanye West, since they started working with him, getting married, and he's part of the family. Kanye West, a lot of people don't realize, is he influences the men's fashion more than anyone.
Jesus.
More than anyone.
Wow.
He's the trendsetter.
See, I used to always say that, oh, you're famous, but you're not accomplishing anything. But having said that, when you look at what they're able to do with these emojis, whoever's behind it, the bottom line is they are the engine behind it. And when you are able to sustain and grow an empire like this, it's a lot of work. They are accomplishing something. I mean, they have
a great team around them. Their mom's very smart. My issue is if you watch the show, they just don't have much to say. Yeah. Like for me, it's like, why would I watch them? Like there's one scene, right? Joe, watch it. There's one scene where they're literally all on their phones talking about. Did you see Scott posted the picture with those girls? Scott did what?
Vapid shit.
And I was like, oh my god,
shit.
He did that. Yeah. I'm like, well, my life's more entertaining than theirs.
Gossip.
Why the fuck do I care if they went to Belize and they're upset that Kylie brought Tyga? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck?
They're probably not doing anything to inspire or change.
They are inspiring, though.
They're inspiring.
Which is frightening.
Well, yeah, they're inspiring to look a certain way, but they're not necessarily, and this is not their job, but I do think we're faced with big challenges in the world. And so you could say that they definitely aren't involved in anything of substance in terms of how it's going to affect the future of our world and solving big problems. That could be an argument.
I had an hour-long conversation with an executive that works at a younger station. You guys would all know it. And we were talking about ideas for shows. And some ideas, they go, you know what the problem is this day and age, the youth, they don't have the attention span for it. And it has to be so loud and it can't be that deep or they're going to move on to the next thing. I went, that's crazy. Because I'm still, I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm cool, right? But just talking to them, like the younger ones, they're like, oh, no. It has to be bang, 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 bang. And I was like, oh, well, I need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that's right.
It was insane.
If it takes some thought or...
And we talked about the Kardashians. She was like, yeah, you look at the Kardashians, like, there's not a whole lot going on there. People love it,
That's because a lot of things don't matter to most people in this country in the immediate. And what I mean by that is as long as you have enough food to eat and a shelter and you're not being threatened by another group politically. Terrorism, yes, but even ISIS and stuff is really a peripheral threat. I'll read you some stats about that in a bit, but when you live where the decisions you make politically, the party you are aligned with, has a great deal to do with whether you live or die. Now you're going to have
then you're going to care.
Now you're going to care. Nowadays,
but you look about who's the biggest, who's in the media the most. Kids are addicted to the phone. Kardashians are by far the biggest thing in the media, right? Yeah. And then you look at the leading presidential candidate, who's in the media the most. Donald Trump. He's saying the most outrageous thing. So it's almost like we're back in high school, and it's the popular kids club who succeeds or who gets the most fame.
It's
which
certainly
is weird.
it's certainly at a point
For the
where
mass.
we're the loudest. We're the loudest. You don't have to be saying anything of substance. If you take two of the things that Donald Trump said that got the most, one is we'll build a wall around Mexico, and the other he said is let's not allow Muslims into the country. When you say those two things, he knows damn well that those are both.
He's too smart.
They're not legal. First of all, you'd never get to think about if you built a wall around quote unquote Mexico in that area, you'd have to cut through so much private property, and getting the rights for that would be
doesn't make
basically
sense. He doesn't have a plan
knows
for
that.
it. He knows
so
it.
he's just saying these sensationalist things, and it sounds great, and a certain segment of the population goes yay. And that's always been my problem with him, is he's just saying shit he knows that would never be able to be pulled off, and he's doing it just to get elected, and I have a big problem with
The
that.
Kardashians will be around for a very long
Right,
time.
but we
I
like
think you got to be
noise.
careful with it because you have a daughter too. If you had kids, Kay, do you want your kids? And this is where it depends, man. Do you want your kids growing up idolizing the Kardashians?
Yeah.
No, I have a very simple answer to that. I want my daughter admiring people who develop a skill and do something with it. Example is Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey. I mean, people, especially Holly Holm, someone who became really good at something. Serena Williams, Christina Dudna, who created CRISPR. Christina Dudna.
What if your daughter's not into athletics?
Christina Dudna is a good example of she is the one who basically invented CRISPR-Cas9, which is going to change medicine as we know it in the next 10
No
years.
kid's gonna look up to that person. No kid's gonna go, "You're changing DNA." God!
If you explain why that woman is important, yes, it will. And in fact, scientists
Disagree.
do.
Because when she goes to school, that no one's talking about.
That's
not the way
in
it's
her
gonna work.
school they actually are. But I know.
Oh my God! I promise you, kids aren't talking about.
There's
that
a
in her
way
school.
to do it. There's a way to do it. There's a way to make.
I disagree. I think you have to figure out if you're going to look at the celebrities, you got to pick one who stands for something. But you going the scientific route ain't going to happen.
Maybe not, but certainly Holly Holm, certainly Serena Williams, certainly
You're picking all athletes.
certainly the woman who has been under house arrest in Burma forever, but is a marches for human rights and democracy. I can't remember her name right now. I can never remember her name. But there are women that are sort of courageous. Angela Merkel of Germany. I mean, she just won Woman of the Year of Time magazine. She's on the cover of Time magazine. That's a big deal. She's been courageous and very a real humanitarian.
I'm talking
that,
for kids though. That's gonna be tough for kids, man.
Well, if you say to your daughter, you can be a world leader like Angela Merkel, and here's why, and you do something like that, believe me, it does.
Like that. Because your kids can get on the social media. It's going to be Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner.
Yes, there's an
Bruce
onslaught.
Jenner.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's an onslaught. 100%. You have a fight on your hands. We have a fight on our hands with this culture. You are correct.
I think you got to be more.
You got to be
more hip. You got to be more up to date. You got to be more current. You're gonna have to pick us a role model who's more current.
I don't even know if you need a role model. What I would emphasize is this: just make sure that your daughter understands that accomplishment is as important, really more important, substance
beauty.
over style. It's the old saying: you want substance over style, right? It's hard, but you want to be
It's tough
a
for
person
girls,
of
especially.
substance. Well, it's very tough for girls who don't become as beautiful as some of these other girls.
I know.
But those are the girls also that go on to be doctors and scientists and politicians. And so you've got to kind of emphasize the fact that there is something about, rather than talking about what? People, gossiping about people and things that happened, you can be a person of ideas. You can talk about ideas, the great ideas, and you can educate yourself on why that's important. And
We're still on current events? What else you got, Ev?
All right. We got two more. We'll close on a positive note, too. So I'm going to show you this guy in a second. You familiar with the Joe Anderson story?
Mm-mm.
This guy who sat outside the Texans training facility for like weeks on end with a sign that said, "Not homeless, but starving for success. Will run routes for food." Yoked out of his mind. Did some time in the NFL before,
Let me see
but
him.
he had been cut from teams and was just working his ass off.
He was going from training camp, getting cut. He never got on with the team. So he sat out front. The Houston Texans.
This is awesome.
He sat out front. Look at this guy. He sat out front with this sign as the team would drive by into practice.
Guess what? Got signed to the Jets practice squad yesterday.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice. That's perseverance, bro. That guy is fucking jacked. Not homeless, but starving for success. Will run routes for food. Wow, whatever it takes, underdog. I
Hashtag
believe.
whatever it takes. Hashtag I believe. Hashtag
You think that guy is crazy, but at the end of
hungry.
the day, you go with that kind of perseverance. I want that dude on my team.
I don't think anyone thinks he's crazy.
God, I love it.
I don't think anyone's looking at him going, he's crazy.
That's
I
what
think
Brandon
everyone's looking
Marshall
at him.
came out and said. He's like, this is the exact
That's
kind
what
of
you
guy I
want.
want on my team. He's
Wow.
everyone's guy in my foxhole.
All the players are saying that's what we want. Yeah,
Damn.
No one thinks he's crazy.
Well, when you see a guy holding a cardboard box, a cardboard sign, your first reaction is, who's the crazy homeless guy who's completely jacked? And then you realize, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy.
Not him, because he has an NFL practice
Right.
jersey on.
Right.
Off
And
in
he's
shape.
in some
Yes.
sick
And he has
shape.
cleats on. Yeah, you know what he
He's
wants.
ready to go right now.
That's awesome, man.
Damn.
So
Signed.
we got signed to the Jets practice squad. Hopefully, we get to see that guy catch a TD pass.
God,
one
I
of
hope
these
he
days.
makes
That'd be
it.
rad, right?
That's a good. Explain that what that means when you're signed to the practice squad. What does that mean?
You know, with the practice squad, you know, he's not balling. You know, you can make anywhere from 60 to 70 grand a year if you stay on with the team. You're not an active player, but you know, he's going to be on the scout team running scout routes. I don't know who the Jets play this weekend, but so let's say the Jets played the Panthers. He would act like he's Ted Ginn Jr. and run the same routes. Now, if he does well against that first string defense, he might get called up. Someone gets injured, he might get called up. I'm sure someone got hurt. That's why they brought him in, or they run low on receivers. So we'll see, man.
Wow,
It's cool.
he's a receiver.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a jacked receiver.
There's some big receivers, man. Those boys are in shape.
Gee whiz.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys jacked.
Yeah, the days of Lynn Swan.
Yeah, those are long gone.
They're
You
long
ever seen
gone,
David
man.
Boston?
Who?
David Boston?
No.
You remember David Boston?
No.
Biggest. Google David Boston. Biggest receiver you ever seen in your life. 21-inch arms. Did he fail the PD test? A couple times.
21. He did.
21-inch arms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my
Jacked.
God.
Played for Arizona. Played for San Diego Chargers.
Des Bryant's a fucking big boy.
Oh.
Too, right? Huge.
No.
No.
But Des Bryant's very thin.
This guy's arms are.
Let me see.
He has Hulk Hogan arms.
This cracks
And
me up.
he was phenomenal. He got too big though. He was just obsessed with getting big, and it kind of fucked him. He's the guy from Ohio State who got in the fight with Charles Woodson. Remember that when Charles Woodson won the Heisman? He was the star receiver for Ohio State, and Charles Woodson was the corner, and they got in a straight fist fight on the field.
Yeah.
He was a fucking freak, man.
Those arms are ridiculous. Yeah, he's into bodybuilding. He's got to calm down. You got to calm down, bro.
You're talking one of the greatest college players of all time. You need to calm down.
Do I?
Yeah, David Boston.
I don't
can't believe
know.
you guys never heard of him.
I'm fucking ignorant to that stuff.
Dude, he's a freak.
Every one of our listeners is like, Brian. All right.
Yeah, Dave Boston was a freak. What else you got, Ev? That's a great fucking story, though. God, I hope that. What's that guy's name?
Joe Anderson.
Joe Anderson.
I love that, man.
Hope he makes it, man.
I love that.
All right, well, this is the last one. Keep it nice, clean, simple. Miss Colombia is being offered $1 million to do porn.
Ah, well.
Well,
I mean, I told you
Not
she was,
enough.
told you she was gonna be a hit.
yeah, not enough though.
Still making more than the girl who won.
Yeah, $500,000 after taxes, not enough. Not enough in today's world. I'd be like, listen, you
I'd
know,
ask for $5 million.
start at 10. You need 10, and we'll talk.
$10 million?
Yeah.
All right, well, here's another little caveat to add to this. They have added the fact that if she accepts this $1 million, she gets to choose her sex partner or partners,
What?
as well as the type of sex she wants to have and how many movies she ultimately appears in.
That's awesome.
So,
I
she
could
can be like, I want to bang my boyfriend.
my boyfriend.
in our house, just normal shit. There you go.
Still selling your soul to the devil. You're still going to pay for it. You're going to pay a lot more than $1 million in your future. You're a young girl, and you're going to do porn. Just know you'll always and forever be the porn actress. And
Well, let's just
Guess what
do
other-
this.
Go ahead.
Who got famous from sex tapes? Paris Hilton, billionaire. Kim Kardashian, billionaire. I mean,
Oh,
it's
but
not
The
like-
other example that the Vivid guy was using in this letter that he wrote to her was Vanessa Williams, who's basically the only
She didn't do
famous,
porn.
the only
She didn't
she
porn.
did,
She
she did not do
posed
porn,
for
but she's the
for
only
Penthouse.
one that basically went straight from winning the pageant
Yeah.
to posing nude in Penthouse.
yes, but
Different.
having said that,
Different,
I could
for
also
sure.
give you those. You just gave me 3 girls, and I could give you a number of girls like in the thousands.
Famous
that
ones?
didn't
Go.
do well,
Go, but go, just
that's
like
what I,
give me a
that's what
couple
I mean.
famous.
Do porn, and you got 3 examples. Thank you very much of all the girls.
Kim
that have done
Kardashian,
porn.
Paris
Yeah,
Hilton.
you just gave me 3.
Give me 3 famous girls who have done it who aren't doing well. Go.
No. What I'm saying.
I know.
Is
Just
that,
give me 3
what I'm saying is that
celebrities who have done it.
I'll give you the thousands of girls that have done porn that can
That
never
don't have a name. That don't have a name.
Doesn't matter. Don't tell me that
The
porn.
example-
Don't tell me that doing porn. And by the way, don't tell me that doing porn is a good idea for a young girl because she's going to get famous. What the fuck are you talking about? You just gave me 3 very hard examples. Paris Hilton,
I know, Brian. I'm saying
both of whom
you
have come
tell
from
me-
rich families.
I know, I'm
really
saying-
wealthy families who had the ability to capitalize on that, and it's still fucked up. So what are you saying?
No, I'm not saying morally right.
Yeah.
All I'm
I
saying
don't
to
think
you,
it's a good-
Brian, because you want to argue this,
Yeah.
give me 3 celebrities or famous people who did porn and didn't pay off. Go.
The only ones I know are those girls, dude. I can give you what I'm saying is that,
That
follow my
girl-
logic.
No, you're saying if you do porn, it doesn't pay off.
There are
which is correct.
There are thousands of
which
girls
is correct.
who do porn
Thousands
where
of
it
girls
didn't pay off.
who aren't famous
Yeah,
who did porn
where
and
it
doesn't
didn't
work
out. So the vast majority of people who do porn, it's not a pretty ending.
She's not just a girl, is what I'm telling you.
And what I'm telling you is this: if you're gonna do that for $500 grand, because let's call it what it is,
It's $1 million.
it's $500 grand. Watch this.
No. It's $1 million.
Yes,
Brian.
I know.
Oh, you know what's a good
After
basis
taxes.
for comparison? That favorite Farrah Abramson girl, because she was on MTV's, what was that show?
Teen Mom.
Teen Mom. She was on
Yeah.
Teen Mom. She did porn. She's done a couple, I think, at this point.
She's done a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you say that panned out for her?
No.
I would say
No.
she looks
but,
like
but
shit.
it doesn't
now.
matter.
She looks like shit. She's still on Teen
Here's
Mom.
a much bigger point. After taxes, let's say I'll give you $600 grand to put in the bank. Okay, good, perfect. Now, I think that when you're Miss Colombia and you've been wronged that way, the real play is to do this: is to say, of course I would never do porn. Of course not. I'm not that girl. And I'm holding my head up with dignity, and that's going to open up a lot more commercial and corporate opportunities where you'll make way more than $600 grand over the next 10 years.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's all I'm
the
saying.
play.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, Brian, you're hating on these girls that done porn. If they're famous, they done porn. It's not true.
I'm
It
not
doesn't
hating on the
always
girls.
work
I'm
out.
hating on the idea that she should do porn. This girl, I think it's a bad idea for a million.
I'm not saying she should either. I'm just saying you can't say it's never working out. That's just not true.
I never said it's never working out. I said for her it would be a very bad idea. I think.
You're right.
It's a bad idea
Your line
for
of
sure.
thinking might actually work out even more for her in particular, because apparently in Colombia, the pageant industry is far different than it is here.
Oh,
It's big there?
It's
huge fucking deal in
Yeah.
Colombia. Like
So
they
she
hold
goes back
more
to Colombia,
pageants
a
than any other
national
country.
hero,
Yeah.
national hero with all the sympathy.
What
You
if
should have been the
what
one.
if they offered her $100 million?
Fucking do it.
So then she should do it.
But I don't think. I mean, look. It depends on how important money is versus who you are. Are you the kind of person that would do that? It depends. You know, I don't think I would ever do that. I wouldn't because I just wouldn't for a lot
If
of
someone
reasons.
offered you $100 million, I know you so well. I promise you can't honey dick me or the listeners. I promise
Well,
you.
I've
If someone came in with $100 million,
Yeah,
you
of
would
course
do
I
it. They wouldn't even have to say action.
Yeah.
They say just
I
start
fuck
rolling.
you for $100 million.
Of course you would.
Yeah, you have to fuck
I don't know who
Brendan.
you're trying to honey
and you
dick
and I
with.
have to have a long
I don't know who
conversation.
you're trying to
You and I- no,
bullshit
it
in.
wouldn't even be a long conversation. Like
100 bill?
all seriousness aside, it's like, Brian, you have to fuck Brendan.
Oof.
And here's the problem, dude.
Our career's over, though.
Listen, fuck off. It's $100 million. Listen, no, it's not. It's actually not. We turn it into a TV show. Here's what we do.
On what network?
It would just be the lead up to me, Brian, having to fuck Brendan. Here's the problem. How do I get it up? So now I got to do.
You
I
take
got
pills.
I got to take pills, and I got to get myself into a situation where I go right from a girl, gets me going, and then I go, I ain't gonna go in there. I go in there, and dude, you
took
better
a
be.
weird turn.
No, it didn't.
Let's just end it there.
Well, oh,
Is
what's
that
the
it,
matter
Ev?
now? You're the
Hey,
one who brought it
that's
up.
from the guy who was just hating on porn. Now he's gonna do it.
100
and
mil, bro.
explain how it's gonna be.
100 mil, bro. Would you do it?
I don't think so, man.
You have to reach behind you,
I don't think so.
peel your peach,
No one's ever gonna take it serious.
and your face
ever
has to
again.
be in, like the way
Hey, there's no live
your
shows.
nose has to be
There's no more Fox
on a
There's-
wood floor.
It's all over.
Your nose has to be pushed against a wood floor.
No way.
You see what I mean, though? You're paying a big price, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have options. Different. Yeah,
Okay.
different.
100 mil, bro.
No.
Don't be a baby.
Because the thing is, if I had 100 mil, but I had no work, I would probably commit suicide and do drugs. Like
I know what you mean.
money's not.
That's
don't-
what I mean.
I'm good.
You're selling your soul to the devil. It better be worth it. It's a Faustian bargain. And I would always
All I'm
say,
saying, there's famous girls who've done it before, and it really worked. That's all I'm saying. Depends what you want.
and it depends on who you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dangerous road, man.
100%. 100%. It's an
I would.
interesting
It would be a hard no for me.
Also, remember
if
the-
I was her manager, it'd be a hard.
Remember the porns that those girls did were kind of leaked, like quote unquote, even though they had to sign off on them. The idea was it was with my boyfriend. Somebody got the sex tape and it got out there.
No, that's what they tell.
I know that's what they tell you.
No, they later came out. It was all planned.
Well, of course they have to, they reshot scenes apparently.
Yeah, it's all planned.
Yeah. They reshot scenes because the guy said, "Look, this is going to get out there either way. So why don't you reshot scenes and look
they
good?"
knew what they were doing.
Of course,
it was all set up. There's let's reshoot this. It's going to get leaked.
Oops, sorry.
They knew what was going on.
Yeah, that's it for current events. Got some bangers.
Yeah, those were some bangers. That was interesting.
Wow. I want to drop some knowledge. I was reading The Economist, which is the second oldest magazine in the world. It's out of London. It's one of the most reputable publications there is. If you're looking for information, nobody would argue that their information isn't sound and well sourced. It's from The Economist. It's called The Homegrown Threat, American Jihadists. And on the cover, it's called Playing with Fear. I want to read you guys some stats because I've always believed that, assimilation. This country is great because we're so good at assimilating people from all over the world, regardless of your color, your creed, your religion, whatever it might be. But I want to give you some stats to start with. Since 9/11, over 400,000 people have been killed by gunfire in America. All right? Let me say that again. 400,000 people killed by gunfire in America. 45 people since that time have been killed by jihadist violence, of whom half died in 2 shootings. One carried out by a Muslim army doctor in Texas in 2009, the other in San Bernardino. France has suffered 7 fatal jihadist attacks just this year, costing 150 lives. Okay? America has suffered 9 at home in 14 years. Okay, so let's just go through this for a second. There are a couple of things that relate to America's security, relative security, and this is according to The Economist. First is distance from the Middle East. Second is decent law enforcement, especially by the FBI. And by far the most important reason, however, according to The Economist, is that American Muslims are less interested in being radicalized than their European counterparts. They're richer, better educated, and altogether better integrated into the mainstream. And though less than 1% of America's population are Muslim, they account for 10% of its doctors. How about that? Which I didn't know. 10% of our doctors are Muslim, which is interesting. Because a lot of times they come in here and education is stressed and they assimilate into the country. How about this? Less than half that were polled said that most of their closest friends were Muslim. Okay? So while more than 5,000 Europeans have joined ISIS, fewer than 250 Americans are thought to have tried. According to Peter Bergen, author of a forthcoming book on American jihadists, only 2 dozen succeeded. And I'm almost done, but let me just keep going with this. At the end of the day, here's the really interesting thing. According to The Economist, 42% of jihadist plots rumbled since 2001 were reported by suspicious Muslims, okay? Which includes a recent case within this congregation where parents of a 16-year-old youth, Ali Amin, reported his interest in IS, and he was sentenced in August to 11 years. So what I'm saying is that for the most part, when I say we need Muslims to solve this problem, these radicals live among Muslim populations. And 42% of all plots that have been disrupted were reported by other Muslims who are like, hey, this guy is fucking crazy. We need that.
Yeah, they don't like him either.
That's right.
Yeah, they're not supporting these extremes.
The strength of our country is that we are really good at assimilating people of all beliefs, and that's important. I do think Islamic radicalism is on the rise in the world. Of course, we have to fight it, but guys, we need moderate Muslims to help us for that. And I got to tell you, my friend Abdel sent me this awesome video of what Algeria looks like now. Algeria is a Muslim country. Algeria, if you went to Algeria right now, it went through a terrible civil war where Islamist extremists infiltrated the entire society. It was a terrible civil war. So many people were killed. And they were also a colony of the French, and the French brutalized them for a long time. You go to Algeria now, dude, and first of all, you would not, I'm telling you, if you saw a rave in Algeria, they're raving, it's so modern. The people look no different than a cross-section of people in fucking Las Vegas. And it's an example of what happens when a country modernizes, regardless of what their religion is. It's an example of that. And I'm going to show you a video after we're done with this of a rave in Algeria. I was like, holy shit. This is a war-torn country that came out of it. So anything is possible.
Now they're raving.
And now they're raving.
Now they're raving.
Yeah.
Anyone can.
So
rave.
I just thought that was amazing. 400,000 people have been killed in the past 16 years of gunfire. 45 have been killed by jihadists. It doesn't mean the threat isn't real. It just means, we have to just keep things into context. And that's what I like to do, is provide context. The strength of this country is in its ability to
Booyah!
assimilate.
Dropping knowledge with Bryan the Kid
There it
Count. There
is.
you go, guys.
Brought to you by, Brendan. Brought to you
Brought to you
by.
by what magazine is that?
Well, what's that?
What,
That's
you
The
gave
Economist.
the magazine.
Yeah, that's The Economist. But I was
Brought to
going
you
to
by
say,
The Economist.
a great magazine. Great source of information. I read Time, The Economist, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. Brendan, I got to tell you, man. You know what's a good gift? You know what's a really good gift? You can go buy somebody a sweater. How many times do you get a sweater at Christmas? When
Never.
You go, hey, great sweater, great jeans. Thanks, Mom, Grandma. Wouldn't it be better if somebody bought you a subscription? Wouldn't it be better if somebody bought you kind of membership in a club where actually you could be the architect of your own fashion look?
You're talking about the gift that keeps on giving
I'm talking about
year
the gift
round?
that keeps on giving. I'm talking about going up and just going through your profile of whether you're fashion forward, whether you're mixed, whether you're trendy, whether you're just comfort driven. I'm talking about 54club.com. You know what I'm saying? Let them do the work, Brendan. Tell them what you like. Tell them what you tend to. And if you don't like what they send you, Brendan, guess what?
switch it out, my man.
Send it back. Send it back. No questions asked. That's all.
54club.com.
We both wear them.
Promo code FIGHTER. You get 30% off your first month's purchase, and you can cancel there's no crazy obligation. You can cancel at any time if you're not feeling the gear, but I highly doubt that. It's the best gear out there.
If Big Brown wears it, you might want to take a look at it.
Check it out, kids.
60
54club.com.
It's $60 a month.
$59.95 a month, and you get 30% off.
$59.95 a month to build your wardrobe.
That's
Not bad.
easy.
Very impressive. Very
Every
impressive.
month at your wardrobe. That's 54club.com. Enter promo code FIGHTER.
Yeah.
Some fan questions.
Fan questions. Fan questions.
Fan questions. I had to edit out the Star Wars shit.
You ready to jump into these?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
All right.
we'll do it after.
All right. First fan question. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones.
Probably National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Ooh, that's a classic. Chevy Chase.
Yeah. I like Home Alone.
Home Alone 1 or 2?
I think it was
2's
one.
a good Christmas one. 2's almost a better Christmas one, I feel like.
That was good. But both of them are good.
Yeah, Home Alone 1, 2, and then 3.
Gremlins
3
was a
they
great
used the
one.
new
Wasn't
kid.
Gremlins a Christmas?
Gremlins was Christmas.
Ooh. Where she says that story, I think it's Phoebe Cates or someone who
Her
says,
dad died?
dude, that stuck with me my whole life, where she said Christmas is a terrible time of year for me.
Because her dad died.
Her
on
dad
Christmas?
climbed down the chimney to be Santa and got stuck and died.
Yeah, don't be a dumbass. Yeah.
That fucked me up as a kid.
Really? Not me. I was like, bring out the gremlins.
I was like, oh.
Fuck your dad. Where's the gremlins?
Oh, you're really mean.
I love
What
Gizmo.
is it? They can't touch water and don't open
Nah,
them?
man, you can't feed them after midnight. And if you get water on Gizmo, you're going to have some gremlins.
Damn.
I love part 2. I love part 2 where they're in the business office. And then they get like a weird gene, and there's like the one that's made out of like fruit. There's the super smart one. He's all, yes. He's all smart, has the glasses on, and he's like designing shit. Then there's the bat one, gets away.
Oh, boy.
I fucking love the Gremlins,
Great,
man.
great movie.
God, I haven't even thought about the Gremlins in years.
E.T.'s another great movie.
Yeah, but no, not Christmas at all. Man, Scrooge is good. It's just so old. I like the Christmas Carol I think it's Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. It's an animation one. That one's good. 8 Crazy Days of Night with Adam Sandler about Hanukkah. That's a great one.
8 Crazy Nights?
Yes,
Yeah.
love that movie with Adam Sandler.
My kids have been watching Scrooged with The Grinch. The Grinch is so
The
good.
Grinch with Jim Carrey.
With Jim Carrey.
That might be my favorite.
That's a good
The
one.
Grinch with Jim
They're
Carrey is my
obsessed with it.
favorite. Or I like Elf with Will Ferrell.
Never saw it.
Well, see.
Made him a star. That was the movie that pushed everything over the edge for him.
It's a good one.
Never seen Christmas
Story?
Story. I've never seen it. It does play all day.
Christmas Story is one of the greatest movies ever made. Still.
People love it.
I can't believe you haven't seen that. Wow.
Yeah.
You ever seen?
Yes,
Never
it
seen
is.
that
Yes,
either.
it is.
You
Wow.
seen Polar Express with Tom
Yep.
Hanks?
Not bad.
It's a lot of
All
good
right.
Christmas.
Next
movies,
question.
A
man.
lot of good ones. Let's
Say
move
The
on.
Grinch.
All right. What is the best and worst Christmas present you have ever received, and who was the worst one from?
I got a sweatshirt from Switzerland from my parents when I wanted a Swiss Army knife. That was the shittiest one. I felt like I was going to die because I was looking forward to a knife.
Isn't it the worst when you expect something, then you just
Holy-
get totally curveball?
holy
Just
shit.
honey dick and some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Then my mom bought me a lamp. Not even a lamp. She repackaged a lamp that was in the attic.
Oh,
and she
wow.
put it.
No
I
wonder
swear
you
to
hate
God.
Christmas.
I swear to
no
God.
wonder you
she
don't
gave
give
me
good
a
gifts.
lamp.
What?
I swear to
What's
God.
wrong with your
and
parents?
I was 12 years old. I was like, it's a lamp.
She's like, I know. Put it in your room.
Put it in
bitch.
your room.
Put in your room, little bitch.
Yeah.
Why'd she do that?
Then my dad said he was going to buy me exercise equipment, and he bought me one of those springs that you pull apart.
Oh, that's meathead.
And then a shitty weight set that you put water in. Like you fill the.
For the weights, I've seen.
I lived
those.
overseas, so you couldn't get access to any of this shit. So
I
there
know,
am.
but hey,
Hey,
Papa
Dad.
Callan.
Hey, Dad, I've been lifting
Little
pickle,
effort,
I've been
huh?
lifting full pickle jars. Let's fucking go and get me some exercise. I'm skinny as a twig. I want to be fucking bigger.
Go ahead and try and catch those lizards out there in the desert,
Oh,
Brian.
God.
That's your Christmas
That's
gift.
literally how I got my exercise, catching lizards and scorpions.
God damn it, Papa Callan.
I just
no
didn't,
wonder you hate Christmas.
I never had any training. I wanted people to train me. I was ready to be trained on a daily. No,
on a daily. I don't even know what that means.
just want a daily practice.
I remember my grandma. I thought she was gonna give me something cool because it was all gift up, all nice, and she gave me a blanket with an eagle on it, like a fleece blanket. Oh, I was 21.
Hey man,
Hey man.
keep that.
Hey
blanket.
grandma. Fuck your blanket. What am I supposed to do with this? Made out of fleece.
Hey grandma,
She
now
got
I
it from
now I have
Walgreens?
something to put around my shoulders when I knit. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. What do you
Hey
want me
grandma,
to
do I look like I fucking knit or I have a chill? You know how grandmas always have a chill? Honey, close that window. There's a draft. I'm getting a chill.
I'd rather it gave me a bag of Weathers Originals than that fucking blanket. That would have been more fun for me.
I hear you.
My favorite gift, when I was a kid, I got My Pet Monster, and they were the hit at the time. I was so crying.
My pet monster.
Oh, it was cool.
Adorable.
Oh, it was dope. I also got a Teddy Ruxpin one year. Fucking
Next
love
question.
that thing. His jaw fell off.
Teddy Ruxpin.
All right. Next question. This is in all caps, so I'm just gonna kind of scream it. Where the fuck is Bryan's special? Hashtag losing hope.
Well, no, it's not losing hope. I'm working a deal out with Netflix, and it's happening. So I got what I wanted, and that'll be. I don't know the details. I'll get them after the new year, but it's happening for sure. So I'm excited.
So it's for sure released on
100%.
Netflix?
Yes.
Boom. Stop asking, people.
There
Coming
you go.
out. Coming out.
We get it all the time.
I know. I appreciate it too. Thank
Next question. Looking back on the year Brendan has had with the podcast and all that has happened since the Travis Brown fight, is he thankful for the show that Joe and Bryan did to try and get him to stop fighting, or would he have stopped without them saying it to him?
Yeah, you know what? It really wasn't Joe and Bryan talking to me that changed things. It was like the perfect storm of everything. It was, losing that big fight, and then it was the UFC and this Reebok deal, my contract, the way the UFC was going, the way the podcast was going, our new deal with Fox, our merchandise, the fan support. It was like this perfect storm where it just didn't make sense for me to fight anymore. So yes, Joe and Bryan helped in that formula, but they weren't the nail in the coffin.
There you go.
All right. Next one. Parenting/wrestling advice. My kid just pulled a Nick Diaz. Got caught high at school. This is right in the middle of wrestling season. He's a senior and his season is now in jeopardy. What would you guys do? I'm leaning towards strangulation, but would appreciate your input.
It's tough.
That is tough. That's a good question.
It's tough because I don't think they should suspend him. I don't know what the school's policy is, but look, man, I mean, he's 18. He's going to get high. Really hard to. I would say this from what I have read, and I don't have an 18-year-old, but I've done some reading on this, and I'm going to say something that I probably wouldn't follow myself because I'd probably want to kill my son. But I do think when you come down hard on this kid, he's already dealing with a lot of shit. His season is in jeopardy. He probably feels bad about this, all that other stuff. You might do more harm than good if you add punishment to the fire. and maybe talk to his coach and say, look, man, I promise he's not going to do it again, but don't fuck his season up. And don't fuck his season up just because he got high. Let this kid finish wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, we've all been seniors in high school, so he smoked a little reefer. Jesus Christ, don't shape the kid's future because of it.
Exactly.
I think if you just talk to the kid and like, listen, man, if you want to go on to do big things, I don't give a fuck what any celebrity or person with a voice says to you. You're not going to get that done smoking marijuana along the way.
Agreed.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't
with
care if your favorite fighter is preaching about weed. Trust me, that's not the way to go. It's just you're not going to get much done. They're preaching about it now that they're at the top. When they're coming up, they weren't doing that because they get tested all the time. Exactly. So I think you just need to have a conversation with them like, listen, man, who's your hero? Let's say he says Cale Sanders, or he says Chael Sonnen, or who knows what he says. Let's say these are horrible examples. George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre doesn't smoke weed. So you like George St. Pierre? You want to be like him? Dude, stop smoking weed.
You might say Nick Diaz, in which case...
Then you're going to have an issue.
But even that, I don't know. It's a question of, I don't know how well Nick is doing right now. And also, I think that, a lot of times asking a boy who's 18, what do you want? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be?
Well, that's where I was going
Yeah.
before you jumped in with Nick Diaz. The thing is, it's like, where do you want to get this? You can't do this and get there. You might be able to, but the chances aren't good. So to give yourself the best options at getting the place you want to go, just cut out the weed for now. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You're not a bad person, and you still might be able to win matches on it, but it's going to be tough. Just cut it out for now.
There you go. All right, next one. Since you guys have been on tour on all these other podcasts promoting your West Coast tour, what is your favorite part about going on somebody else's show?
I like doing my podcast.
That's definitely an answer to the question.
I don't have a favorite
I like going, like obviously Rogan or Corolla. I like going on Corolla because they have multiple people. I like seeing how he sets things up. I'll tell you what's surprising to me. These like Corolla, Rogan, Ellis, the most successful shows we went on, they're putting out way more content than we are. That's one thing I learned. Like Corolla's doing 15 or 18 hours of podcasts in a week. He has all these shows. Rogan's obviously doing a lot, and then Ellis is obviously doing 5 days a week. So it made me look at it like we're almost lazy. Like compared to these other big dogs, when we're not on their level, they're doing a lot more work than we are. So I like seeing that stuff. We have some shit to do.
Next one. We'll do one more and wrap it up because you talked about Corolla a little bit in that one. So this question is actually about that. After you went on the Corolla show last year, you said the crew wasn't ready for you and Allison Rosen didn't care or look interested. A week later, she got replaced with Gina. This year seemed like it went a lot better. Your chemistry with Adam was on point. Do you think you'll have more frequent visits to the Adam Carolla show as a regular guest now?
Yeah, I think last time we went on, Bryan was supposed to go on. I didn't know this. I thought Bryan told them, but they were kind of like, who the fuck's this guy? So it's not on Carolla, their staff. It's more me and Bryan just kind of fucking ambushing the squad. This time, obviously, they knew we had a PR tour. Adam knows me more. So when we went on, it was great, man. Carolla's one of the best in the biz, and he's huge, and he's also super talented. So it was great. The girl just, when I went, when you go on Carolla, you think, what is their magic formula? How are they doing this? And the first time I went on, I was like, God, they suck. Not Adam, that girl. She, there's nothing there. So I was like, God, I probably won't be back. But I'm glad I came back.
Yeah. I love doing Adam's show. That's always a good time. It's always funny. He's just so witty. He always comes up with something that surprises me.
Super talented.
There it is.
B, where can they find you?
I am at the American Comedy Club. New Year's. 2 shows. Come out. Get your tickets now. AmericanComedyClub.com. San Diego. San Diego
on.
That's right.
Firing the Kid West Coast Tour. You guys know the deal. San Francisco, Sacramento, Seattle, Portland. Step your game up. We're almost sold out there. I really want to sell those big-ass venues out. Help us out. Tell a friend to bring his girl, to bring her friend, to bring their family, to bring their friend. And we're going to sell this thing out. Seattle, Portland, you're on the clock. Las Vegas, you know the deal. You guys always take a while to get going. San Diego, we will come into House of Blues. And then obviously February 4th, we are in Los Angeles for the first time at the world famous Comedy Store. That's not a huge place, so those are selling super fast. I'm not sure if we're sold out yet, but we're damn close. Comedy Store in Los Angeles, February 4th. Come see the live Fire and the Kid tour, West Coast tour. You guys know the deal. tfatk.com for everything you need. This is the Fire and the Kid. We're out.